The jail booth became a confessional, full of admitted sins, forgiveness, and answered prayers. In the midst of his ramblings about how and why he could do better, I heard myself mumble, "Brother, we need you."
Welcome to the Black Man Lab Afterflow. We are here in Athens, Georgia, with our third and final panel of brothers at the Prince Hall Mason Weekend. My goodness, what a gathering. Bro, Marty, what you think, man?
Man, incredible. These brothers came out and showed out. It was just the perfect way for us to kick off this Black Man Lab tour.
And we are powered by the New Georgia Project. And on tonight's panel, we have a brother from the New Georgia Project, Chairman Francys.
This is a chairman.
Attorney. Wait a minute. How does this work? Should I say Chairman, Reverend, Dr. Attorney Francys Johnson, or just...
Just call me a damn good dog. It's good to be back. It's good to be back in Athens. This is a place where I met my wife.
Hey.
The first day of law school.
Hey, Dr. Mika.
She was getting her PhD.
Hey, Mika.
And
Hey, Mika.
I was in the Hamilton Homes academic building named for Charlene.
Hey.
And Hamilton Homes.
Indeed.
The first two blacks to integrate the University of Georgia. I was frustrated with my situation, and in walked my destiny. So What I do know is that across every frustration and situation, there is a brighter plan, a higher plan working for all of us. And tonight it seemed to come together.
Oh, my goodness.
With the Prince Hall Masons who are gathering in Prince Hall weekend. And we should think about this for a moment. Prince Hall in 1784 determined for himself that before there was a Constitution of the United States, that he would, in self-determination, take the rejection of the lodges that existed and appeal, and then move through his own agency to create the African Lodge, and to determine that black men ought to have something for themselves.
Indeed.
That ought to make you proud. So in a place like Athens that means so much to me, it was great to start this tour in the legacy of Prince Hall, and to do so with the Grand Master, Primus T. James, and his cabinet here.
Whole
leadership.
leadership.
Whole leadership here.
Whole leadership
and many
team.
of the auxiliary and constituent bodies of the Grand Lodge represented in tonight's session. This was more than just a time to socialize. This was a time for the meeting of minds.
Indeed. Brother Robinson, man.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Brother Davis.
I'm good, man. Always good to see you. You had a hand in this coming together during this weekend. What made you think that, hey, this could work? This could be important as a Mason and as a longtime supporter of the Black Man Lab. What were you thinking was possible?
Well, I know everything is possible. You just have to believe and have faith.
Mm-hmm.
And just knowing that here in the Grand Lodge, we reach every city, town within the state of Georgia. And then I just have belief and faith among my brothers and the leaders that we can reach out, touch these 10,000 members that we have
10,000
that can really make a difference and impact in this election for the state of Georgia. There's no reason for the state of Georgia not to be blue. It was blue the last election, and I know it's going to be blue this election with the help of the brothers.
And we are a 501c3, so we are
not endorsing it.
nonpartisan and all of that.
Nonpartisan, but absolutely political.
We're political.
Yes.
We got to be political.
Yes, politics is who gets what, when, where, and if you get it at all. And make no mistake about it, whether it's red or blue, Kamala D. Harris or Donald Trump, our families are on the ballot.
When you say that, right, our families are on the ballot, what are you all hearing, right? Like, you move across the state, Francys, John, you talk to hundreds of brothers across the state. What are you all hearing about black men in this particular election cycle? What makes it significant?
Well, black men feel underappreciated and unnoticed, and they're right. They're right even amongst people who should appreciate them because they're the second largest constituent of the new Georgia majority, for example, and the Democratic coalition, and they don't feel talked to. And so you have the other side that is engaging in disinformation, but at least they're engaging. And for that, we have to be responsible for that criticism. What we're also seeing from black men is that they understand that this is a prophetic moment. This is a moment of God's calling, and this is a moment where black men, in all that we have not been able to do, and all that we have been able to do, this is a moment for the assertion of black malehood, manhood, and what it means to be a man in this moment. For example, the disrespect to Kamala Harris, we understand that that is about the generational disrespect to black women, the denigration of her profession, the distortion of her record. We understand that we have all had to, in professional settings, almost be perfect while we watch mediocre-ass white men that we had to train for jobs to be our supervisors. We all understand what that means. And so folks are flexing in this moment and saying, if we have to be co-creators with God for what our future looks like. And just maybe on the third Tuesday in January, a black woman will raise her hand and swear to defend a Constitution that never was designed to protect her. And that's an amazing thought. We have the possibility to do that.
Indeed. Brother John, you talk to men in different spaces, black men in different spaces. What are you hearing from brothers? Is it encouraging? Is it disturbing? Is it a mixed bag? What are you hearing?
I want to say it's a mixed bag.
Fair enough.
But I always find that as an opportunity to enlighten brothers.
Okay.
It's nothing like knowledge. I meet brothers, talk to them in the leather workshop, barber shop, anywhere that I get an opportunity as I hear and talk to not just brothers, but also sisters to try to share knowledge. Knowledge is powerful. And I really feel that once people really get and understand what's really taking place,
right?
Because just in my office alone, I've taken the initiative in helping people to understand Project 2025. And for people also understand that Agenda 47 is Project 2025.
They're one and the same.
It's one and the same. But I'm one of those that, I spend a lot of time daily to be informed. But brothers, a lot of time, as Brother Johnson stated, they don't feel like appreciated. They don't feel like their votes count. But I always tell brother, if your vote did not count, why are they going through all of these things of voter suppression
To prevent you from voting.
to prevent you from voting?
If it didn't matter, why would
Why would they
be
work
worried
so
about
hard at it, right?
Your voters matter.
it? Indeed. Brother Marty?
Brothers, let me ask you this. So you saw what the room held this evening, right? Talk to me about what you think the significance is of having spaces like we have here this evening.
Well, a part of it is that there's a side to our democracy that is about empire, and to be honest with you, that empire is designed to dehumanize, to deconstruct, and to extract the value from other people and other cultures around the world to the advantage of this empire. And to the extent that black people have been at the crosshairs of that for our entire existence in this country, there's an existential threat to us. I mean, let's just be clear. We're in a crossroads. The Supreme Court is 6-3. They've taken affirmative action and put it on a chopping block and cut affirmative action. They took reproductive justice, Roe v. Wade, on the chopping block and cut it off. You can go on down the line, the voting rights through the Shelby decision, going back to 2013, done. This Voting Rights Act is literally next to a dead letter in the law. And so the next president of the United States will choose 2 or maybe 3 Supreme Court justices. That means a 9-0 Supreme Court,
Yeah.
or either a 6-6, either a 5-4 Supreme Court.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is critical to
Game
to-
change.
I'm talking about not just for us, but for generations yet unborn.
Yeah.
And they will ask us what we did in this moment. And so this is a moment where we've got to lay it all on the line, and against all the criticisms of empire. And no, electoral politics is not the salvation of our people. And yes, it has failed us at many times. But I've never seen anybody who's in a fight for their life who throw away tools. I mean, it may not be everything that you need, but damn well use the tools that you have in your toolkit right now.
Yeah, yeah. You know, what gets me often is the idea, as a nation-building Black person, right? I believe in building Black self-determination, safe spaces, communities, and ultimately spaces of Black nations, right? I believe that. At the same time, I can't afford to just throw my hands up as it relates to this system under which we currently live, and we pay taxes. So I get it. I hope that more brothers and sisters will understand, those who are revolutionary minded, understand that the election is not an election for liberation. For me, this is an election for survival, so that we can survive to continue to fight. Because under certain administrations, which could become regimes, our ability to fight will be vastly different than any generation before us.
That's right.
And so that's the space that I'm operating out of as a revolutionary.
Right. And
So-
I think Ashada Shakur said it best, that a revolutionary woman cannot have a reactionary man. Either he's about power building, about building the Black family, about liberation, or he ain't about nothing.
Indeed.
I think the men in this room were about something. They had something to say, and what the overall sentiment of people was that they are engaged. They're learning more about the candidates and about the issues that matter to their family, and that they understand that their vote is like Reverend Raphael Warnock says. It's like a little prayer that they're offering about what they think about their future.
Indeed.
You gonna say something, John?
Yes. I want to say tonight was an amazing event. It's not often where a Black man is able to come and really truly express themselves.
Yeah.
And I love that. Where we can be vulnerable. We can show sensitivity.
Love you, John.
We can. I love
Y'all gonna keep that going, huh?
but-
Love you, John.
Inside joke, y'all. Inside joke, but real.
For real, it's a safe space
Yeah.
that we need. Even though this is Black Man Lab, I will say to brothers, there's a lot of weight that we carry daily. Find that person, find that group that you can reach out to, because you're not the only person that is going through what you're going through.
Indeed.
For that support.
Absolutely.
And so, hey, I want to thank you guys for giving me an opportunity to be a participant.
Hey,
I had an amazing night. I see great work you guys are doing. Don't stop. The
Can't.
energy is outstanding.
You're not done
with
yet.
us.
Yeah, you're not done.
You're gonna be riding across the
Like
state
you
with
guys, we're talking about you.
Yeah, you. Coming,
We guys,
coming
that's
to
right.
Statesboro, Savannah.
He sound like that one guy talking about you people, right? You people, you know.
Your Black job.
Yeah. This is all our Black
Yeah.
jobs.
All our Black
And so
jobs.
what I hope you guys, everybody out here, that we have a 13-city tour.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And when we come to your city, your town, Black men, we want you to show up and show out.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed.
That's right. And no pets were harmed.
Hey,
Not at all. No dogs were eaten and no cats were consumed.
as we close in our great tradition.
Yes, sir.
We are links in this chain,
And we won't break here.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Peace and blessings, y'all.
The jail booth became a confessional, full of admitted sins, forgiveness, and answered prayers. In the midst of his ramblings about how and why he could do better, I heard myself mumble, "Brother, we need you."